guys, and welcome back to Speak About It with Danny Talk Show Podcast. I'm your host, Danny, and I have a special guest with me today,
Hi.
Juan.
Oh, I'm so happy to
Oh
see
my
you.
God, I'm so happy to see you, and I'm
Yes.
so glad to have you here. It's been a while. Juan, you know what? Let me just give you guys the introduction. Juan is an amazing actor and model. You guys may know his face from series on Apple TV, Roku, and even CBS.
hmm
You were just so
Doing so.
motivating.
Oh, I feel so overwhelmed. Like, been doing, especially after the pandemic, I started to work so much, and I feel grateful. But I
Trying to
think I'm
find a
like,
balance.
I'm trying to find a balance. And I remember having conversations with you, like telling me how important that is to like have that balance of like, personal life, but also like working. And so I'm trying to find that right now. But yeah.
What are some of the things that you do to like decompress?
Mindfulness is something that I've gotten into a lot recently. I just think it's so important for your mental health, just emotional health, spiritual health. It's just something I do in the morning and at nighttime. I have a good friend who introduced me to Tai Chi. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No.
It's like a Chinese modality. It's kind of like
Oh.
I don't want to say like yoga, but it's kind of like a workout, but just kind of relaxes you and makes you like more
Mm.
in the present moment. And
Mm.
so yeah, just a
So
lot
it
of
sort of
inner
helps
work.
realign
hmm
you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
And I feel like the more,
That sounds like therapy a little bit.
yeah, and
I
I
like
feel like
that.
I'm before, maybe like when you first met me, I was kind of just, my head was all over the place, but now I'm kind of more centered and calm. And I feel like that's even helped me be more in alignment with the things that I'm doing and in entertainment. So,
So that's so good.
yeah, yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. So
Thank
how are
you.
you feeling like today? I like to check in with my guests.
I'm excited to see you. I feel like these past few days I've just been just doing so many things, and but it's always good to like catch up with like a good friend and like feel like me and you
Likewise.
just like know each other. So it's
I
not.
know. I feel like I've been knowing you for forever. And
hmm
we actually met here when I moved here to Los Angeles.
Yeah,
And it has been a couple years. You
yeah,
know
yeah,
how LA is. You think,
yeah.
you know, from outsiders looking in, they think it is just this place where we have just a lot of fun and it's so laid back.
hmm
But it requires a lot of hard work. So
Yeah.
we're always working. And then time, it's 1 year, then it's like 2 years.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
has been a while. So
But it feels cool though, like to go and like hang out with a friend or talk to them when and like no, catch up. But it's like we're not like industry friends. We're actually like friends. Like I would like we've
yeah,
talked and like hung out many times. Like
yeah,
so that it always feels good to like
it
yeah.
always feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm
Yes.
so glad to have you
Oh, you're
here.
so
And I
cute.
know this is going to be such an amazing conversation
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we truly have such a great bond. And I
Mm-hmm.
agree, it doesn't matter
How
the
many
little
years go
bit of
by?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little bit of time that goes by. We're like friends where when we catch up, we catch up right where we left off,
Right. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So let's get into it.
All
What
right.
inspired you to pursue a career in acting and in modeling?
So everything was just very organic. Like I was in a space in my life where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll be like an ultrasound technician or I'll be a nurse. And I was like doing like, I
Wow.
was like, I actually went to the schools to go, um, 'cause all my friends were doing that. And
Mm-hmm.
the transition was not easy for me from high school to just, I guess, life. Everyone was going to college and doing it. But for me, I was like, no, there's something more. So I just decided, I was like, okay, what do I really want to do? I want to study film. So I just took one class and just to kind of start and be like, okay, do I really like this? And just from there, so many doors opened up to me. And I started off as an assistant. I don't know if you remember that I told you
Mm-hmm.
that, but
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of like industry professionals and people that I've only dreamed of working with, like, people that I look up to. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of where it started. And then slowly I met somebody who worked for Hispanic shows, and she kind of got me into that. And so that's how acting started. And then modeling was just kind of like a natural progression as well. But I'm mostly an actor for sure.
Yeah.
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 You're mostly an actor, but you have this amazing aesthetic and model like
Oh, you're
physique.
so sweet.
Yeah. So you do great at both. Let's get into Juan. What was your upbringing? What was your upbringing like?
mm, it was like, I think. it was a lot of things. It was sometimes really amazing. Other times it was, kind of just dealing with some emotional issues, I guess you can say. And I think that I came out when I was 15, and that's when my life really changed. I felt
Mhm.
like,
So a lot of it was you figuring out who you were.
yeah, I think just like, you know, people were telling me who I was even before I really knew completely that I was gay,
Like
gay.
before you were born.
Yeah, yeah. No, just like people like, being mean to you in school and calling you like homophobic slurs. And then you're like, wait a minute, why are
Mhm.
these people calling me this? And then not till I got to junior high did I start really be like feeling attraction towards, men.
Mhm.
Um, and then I came out when I was a freshman, and I wrote a status on Facebook that said, after many years of pain and many years of hiding, I'm finally ready to say that I'm gay and I'm okay with it. And then
Mhm.
my life just changed after that. It
Yeah.
it became
Was it a easy transition, or how
it
would you describe that?
I would say it really was. It was like my life just opened up to me. I felt like the universe was kind of like, you know, if
You're
you
finally walking in your
yeah,
truth.
I feel like you can never really live a happy, successful not just for me, but like anybody. You can't live a happy life if you're not honest with yourself and
Mhm.
authentic. And so yeah, that was the beginning of me finding happiness, I think. And yeah, and then I remember the girls like were so obsessed with me. In fact, then they're like, "Oh, I want to be your best friend. Can we go hang out after?" And I
Yeah.
became so popular, and like, and so definitely a really cool experience.
Mhm.
And yeah, there were things that, I went through after, but to me that was a very pivotal point in my life.
For young people who are experiencing that
Mhm.
same thing right now
Mhm.
and are going through the transition of maybe coming out and are going through the stages of being bullied in
Mhm.
school, because we hear so much about this, what is something that you would tell them that helped you cope with that? Because some people don't cope. Some
Mhm.
people tap out and say, you know what, I just want to end it all, I'm not worthy, or people are saying these cruel things
Yeah,
to me, and it's messing with my mental, like,
your psyche, yeah.
yeah.
I think that I'm very fortunate in the way that I've had a very strong, tough mother who um, you know, couldn't be happier with who I am and encouraged me to
Mm,
always be myself and
that's
not,
good.
and so I was very fortunate. I know not everybody has that. And I guess, wisdom that I would pass over to people that are gay or bisexual or in the community is, to find people that are like you, and have
Mm,
conversations, real conversations. And you don't have to come out to everybody if you don't want to. Sexuality is very personal sometimes, and you have to do it when it feels right to you. Um, and and yeah, finding people that are like you and being friends with them and having real conversations. And I would say, and not being afraid of what people are going to think, because people are going to think whatever they want to think
mm-hmm.
anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I'm sure viewers that are listening at home, that may have maybe experiencing certain things like that, they'll
Hmm.
appreciate that, and I'm sure
Yeah.
that can help them.
And it's still a struggle. Like I don't want to say a struggle, but I still have my days where I like am reading something and someone's saying like,
It's
"Oh,
triggering.
God doesn't like gay people," or if you're gay, you're going to hell. And so it's like it's very triggering, because when I was dealing with a few things, I would turn to pastors, Christian churches, and they would say, not all of them, but most of them would say, if you're gay, your life won't be easy. So I would go to these Christian churches and, just talk about, things that I was going through, and got a different type of response than I wanted. They would tell me that
Mm,
being gay is a sin, and, you're going to go to hell. And so I'm still sensitive to that. So I don't really go to church anymore. Um, I found my own type of, spirituality. And but yeah, it's not always easy. We're lucky we live in LA, so like,
yeah,
it's more accepted here.
yeah,
But
true.
yeah, but I'm definitely grateful that I have a strong mom who always encouraged me to live a life of authenticity.
Can you share with us a memorable moment you experience from past or present projects since you've worked on so many things?
Mm. I would say the projects that have touched me the most are the ones that I identify with. I think that,
Mm.
with acting, a lot of people just see the show business side of things, but when you can peel back the layers of a character and get to the essence of who they are and be able to deliver that on camera and let it be so authentic, it is just like magic. So I think that when I've been able to relate to a character, even if it's a little details, those are the projects that stand out to me the most and things that I
Mm-hmm.
really identify with. And yeah, I would say I would say that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same for you. Like,
Yeah,
when you are doing something and you relate to it, it's like you can
it just makes all the difference.
makes all the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes it even more grand and such a more gratifying
Yeah.
feeling because you're
Hmm.
like, wait, this, I feel on purpose. I feel
Yeah.
like, this is a part of me.
Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely
Yeah. Yeah.
resonate with what it is that you're
Yeah.
saying.
A cool project that I just did is a
Mm-hmm.
producer reached out to me. It's a show on Amazon called I hope I don't botch the name. I think it's called 60 Day Hustle, I believe. And
Mm.
basically they're like, "Oh, we've seen some of your stuff and we would love to have you as a judge on the show." And so they brought me on for one
What a
episode.
huge opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's basically entrepreneurs, up and coming entrepreneurs, and just investing in their products. And a lot of the judges have large social media followings, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, that was great because it's cool to see people's dreams come true. And
Mm-hmm.
um, it's hard to really stand out when you have a product,
Mm-hmm.
um, because of social media, because everybody has some type of brand or product
Mm-hmm.
now. So it's difficult to stand out now. So that platform, the show I did, really is like Shark Tank. So
Mm-hmm.
it like really is beneficial to the brand for
Yeah,
sure. Hmm.
that's great.
Yes.
So you have been doing it for how many years? How long have you been in this
I grew
business?
up in Santa Clarita and then I moved to Sherman Oaks about 8, 9 years ago, I think. and
Mm-hmm. So
and
you started your career.
around there
Mm-hmm.
about 8 years ago, right when I moved. And and
And
yeah.
what is the thing that's been keeping you in it? Because you know, and I know
Hmm.
that there is so much that we're up against,
Yeah.
so many challenges, in this industry. How, what has been the driving force?
I would say I don't really think I'm good at anything else. Honestly, like I love entertainment. It's like no, I shouldn't say that. I am good at other things, but I have such a passion
Mm-hmm.
for acting, for filmmaking, for
Mm.
just entertainment in general. But I think the difference between the one maybe that you met like a few years ago and the one now is probably there's a lot more balance as sometimes I won't take certain things if it
You'll
doesn't feel
say no to things.
in alignment
Me
with.
too.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I stay in it because I love it. And I always tell when people ask me for like advice, aspiring actors or aspiring filmmakers, whatever it is, I just tell them you have to make sure you really love it, because if you're just doing it for popularity, it won't you won't last. You have
Oh
to do
no,
it
you
because you
won't.
love it, and
Mm-mm.
popularity or fame, whatever, that will come with it
Yeah,
if you
over
really have
time.
passion for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta really love it because
Yeah.
we see some people popcorn in and popcorn out.
Exactly. And then everybody's an actor in LA, so it's
Yeah,
like
yes.
eh,
When you come here, I think that is so true. The very first thing that
yeah.
you get are you are you an actress? Are you a this or
Yeah.
or when you speak to people, they will say
Yeah.
yes, I'm an actor. Like
Yeah.
that
Or
is
I'm a model.
yeah. But you know what? That works for a lot of people's benefit because when you're in Hollywood, you never know who you'll come across.